Hey there, and welcome. So, I want you to think about Python lists as your very own programming toolbox. They're perfect for holding collections of items, and today we're going to open that box up and learn how to use every tool inside to grab exactly what you need. So, imagine this. You've got a collection of data, a list. But how do you actually get to the specific things you're looking for without a huge hassle? Well, that's the big question we're going to tackle together in this explainer. Okay, let's just get this definition out of the way. At its heart, a Python list is just an ordered collection. And that word ordered is super important. It means every single item has a specific numbered spot, and we can use that spot to find it later. So our first and maybe most important tool is getting items by their index. You can think of this like the precision screwdriver in your toolkit. It's absolutely perfect for grabbing exactly one item. All right, to make things easy, we're going to use this simple list of fruits for our examples. We've got apple, banana, and cherry, all tucked away in a list we're calling this list. Now listen up, because this is probably the single most important rule you need to remember, not just for Python, but for a ton of programming languages. Counting does not start from 1. It always starts from 0. And here's exactly what that looks like. See? Apple is sitting there at index 0, banana is at index 1, and cherry is at index 2. Getting this idea down is really the key to unlocking how lists work. So if we want to get banana, we just ask Python for the item at index 1. We use these square brackets, we pop the number 1 inside, and boom, out comes banana. It's that simple and precise. But hang on a second. What if you need the last item in a super long list? You're not going to count all the way from the beginning, right? Of course not. Luckily, Python has this really clever hack for just this situation: negative indexing. This little table here shows you how every item basically has 2 addresses. You can see apple is at index 0, but it's also at index -3. And look at the last item, cherry. It's at index 2, sure, but it's also at -1. This is awesome because it means you can get to any item from the front or the back. And the big key takeaway here is that -1 is your magic shortcut. It will always get you the very last item of any list, no matter how big it is. So asking for this list -1 will always give us cherry in our example. It's just so convenient. Okay, so we've totally mastered grabbing one item at a time. Now it's time to bring out the heavy machinery. Let's talk about the power tool in our kit, slicing. This lets us grab a whole range of items all at once. Right? I mean, this is the exact problem slicing solves. Sometimes you don't just want banana. Maybe you want banana and cherry, or maybe the first 10 items in a list of 1,000. Just using a single index isn't gonna cut it. So here is your official slicing cheat sheet. You'll notice the syntax always uses a colon. We can give it a start and an end, just a start, or even use those negative numbers we just learned about. Let's take a quick look at each one. Okay, let's start with a basic range. If we say we want the slice from 2 to 5, Python starts at index 2 and grabs everything up to but not including index 5. So you get the items at index 2, 3, and 4. That second number is the finish line you don't cross. Here's a really handy shortcut. If you want to start from the very beginning of the list, you can just leave the start number out completely. Writing :4 is just telling Python, hey, give me everything from the start all the way up to index 4. And you probably guessed it, the opposite is true too. If you leave out the end number, like in 2/, you're saying start at index 2 and just give me everything, all the way to the very end of the list. Super useful. All right, for our last tool, let's talk about inspection. You know, sometimes you don't actually need to get an item, you just need to know if it's even in there in the first place. This is our inspector tool. For this job, we use the super simple and easy to read keyword, in. It just asks a straightforward question. Is this item in this list? Python then gives you back a simple true if it's there or false if it's not. This is amazing for making decisions in your code. And here is a fantastic pro tip for you. That in keyword isn't just for lists. It works on any iterable, which is just a fancy word for any collection you can loop through, like a string of text or other data types like tuples and dictionaries. It's a really versatile little tool. All right, we have covered a lot of ground here. So let's do a super quick recap of the complete toolkit that we've just put together for working with our Python lists. So let's review the 4 powerful methods you have now. You've got positive indexing for precision work from the start. You've got negative indexing for that convenient access from the end. You've got range slicing to grab whole chunks of your list. And you've got membership testing within to check and see what's inside. Honestly, mastering these techniques is going to make you a way more effective Python programmer. You have the toolkit now for getting at and managing your data. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?